everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emma Pigeon. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to do a little full body, all levels flow. So let's go ahead and jump right into things. We're going to come to a seated position. Like I said, this is suitable for all levels, so whether you're beginner, intermediate, or advanced, there's going to be options for everyone. Either way, we're going to kind of open up the heart space. We're going to stretch the hips. We're going to get our heart rate up in some warrior poses, and then we're going to cool things down. So kind of a little bit of everything. If you've watched my previous classes, you might be familiar with my style. We do some of the same transitions. I'm not going to break down chaturanga each class, so if you do need a breakdown of that, maybe visit one of my earlier classes where we can go ahead and break that down. As always, this is a Vinyasa class, so moving one breath, one movement, focusing on our Ujjayi breathing, in and out through the nose, slight constriction of the back of the throat. All right, so finding that easy seated position, wiggle into your sitting bones. Doesn't matter which shin is in front of the other. Just make sure you're nice and comfortable. Feel the external rotation of your thighs, maybe even using your hands to help assist with that. Bring your hands, palms face down onto your knees. Use an inhale, hug the shoulders up to the ears. Lengthen through the spine. Squeeze through the tops of the shoulders. And exhale, roll the shoulders back and down, opening up a bit through the heart space. A few more just like that. Inhale, hug the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. You can almost feel the shoulder blades pull towards each other. 2 more. Nice long breath, slow movement. Inhale, last time. Exhale, drop the shoulders down. Find a little tuck of your chin, lengthening through the crown of your head. Let your belly completely relax. No contraction or pulling in. You can let your belly expand a lot on your inhales. Unclench your jaw, soften the space between your eyebrows, and simply follow the breath in, follow the breath out. Focusing on the physical sensations that you feel in your body. It's going to be our focus for the remainder of class. So the mind starts to jump ahead, maybe to what you're going to be doing after your practice. Maybe focusing on something that's already happened today or your to-do list. My favorite way to come back into the present moment is just to feel what I can physically feel in my body. So the outsides of the feet touching the mat, heaviness of the sitting bones, temperature of the air. Maybe if there's some sunlight or heat on your skin, feel that. Inhales, open your eyes, gently sweep your arms all the way up overhead. Keep your right arm up, plant your left hand outside your left hip and take a side body stretch over to the left. Let your right hip remain super heavy. Peel the chest up to the ceiling as you extend out of your right fingertips. Full breath in. As you exhale, start to sweep your body forward, nice and slowly, kind of walking the hands all the way over to a side body stretch on the left. So the right hand is down, the left arm extends. Reaching through the left fingertips. Left sitting bone nice and heavy. Next, inhale, rise through center, sweep both arms up overhead, and we'll take that the opposite direction. So bring the right hand back down, side body stretch on the left, peel the chest up, gaze up. Take a full breath in, and on your exhale, start to bring your torso forward, crawl yourself through center and all the way over to the left. So side body stretch on the right. Bring your gaze up under your right armpit and then use your inhale, stretch both arms up. Exhale, plant your hands behind you. Uncross your feet, point your toes forward. We're going to come into a reverse tabletop. So press into your hands, press into your feet, lift your hips up. Feel strong through the backside of your body. Squeeze your glutes. Gaze is up. Hold for 3. Really press into the palms. 2 and 1. Lower your seat back down and then cross your ankles so the opposite leg is in front of the other, just to keep things even. Inhale, stretch both arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to take a twist to the right. Let your left hand find your right knee, right fingertips or palm plant behind you. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze the belly button back towards your spine and twist for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, sweep both arms up overhead. Lift from the sides of your body. Exhale, twist. Other side. Try to keep the sitting bones in one spot. So you're twisting from your torso. Chest opening. 3. Gaze back. 2. And 1. Inhale, stretch both arms up overhead. Plant your hands behind you again. This time plant your feet out in front of you, but walk them out just a tad. So you're leaning back a little bit, and then bring your hands behind your hamstrings. So your core is engaged quite a bit here. Use an inhale, tug yourself forward, chest open, gaze up, arch your back. Exhale, chin to the chest. As you sink back, the arms lengthen completely. Chin to the chest, gaze to your navel. Inhale, pull yourself forward, shoulder blades together, gaze up. Exhale, chin, chest, round, arms straighten. 3 more, seated cat-cows. Pressing through all 4 corners of your feet. Last 2. Nice long breaths. Last 1. Great. Come back through a neutral spine. We're going to stretch the arms all the way forward. Slowly roll yourself all the way down onto your back, really engaging your core 1 vertebrae at a time. Once you get there, extend your entire body nice and long. So the arms overhead, point your toes, reach. Exhale, hug your knees into your chest, rock a bit side to side. Keep the right knee in, extend your left leg, flex your left foot and drive your heel into the mat. Roll out the right ankle for 3, 2, 1. Straighten your right leg, clasp your hands behind your right shin. If you need, micro bend the knee, or you can keep the knee bent and keep your hands on top of your shin. We're going to lift the forehead up, trying to get the forehead towards the shin. The elbows pull out to the sides. Point your right toes, but flex your left foot. Try to drive your lower back into the mat. Keep your spine imprinted for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and lower your head onto the mat. Simply switch your legs. So right leg extend, left knee bend into the chest. Flex your right foot, drive the heel down, and roll out the left ankle for 3, 2, 1. Now straighten your left leg up, clasp your hands behind your shin. Option to keep the knee bent if you need. Let's go ahead and point the left toes, lift the forehead up off the mat. Keep flexing the right foot but pointing the left. Elbows out to the side. Try to hug your lower ribs down towards your hips so your abs are working here for 3. Gaze up towards your left shin. 2 and 1. Go ahead and lower your head and shoulders back onto the mat. Left leg down, stretch your arms up overhead. Exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Catch behind your hamstrings, and we're going to take 3 rocks all the way up the length of the spine. If you want a challenge, try not to tap the toes at the top. So you're just squeezing and resting just below your tailbone. On that last one, cross over your ankles, send the knees back under the hips, and find a tabletop position. Spread the fingers nice and wide. We're going to bring the left hand to the center of the mat. Inhale, stretch your right arm up nice and high. Exhale, thread the needle, right arm through, bring your right ear to the mat, and walk your left hand forward. Nudge your hips a bit to the right, press down through the tops of the feet, like you're really trying to ground the top of the ankle, so where your foot meets your leg. Breathing with sound. And start to walk that left hand back. Inhale, stretch your right arm up nice and high. And then plant the right hand down. Send your right leg back, flex your foot. All right, from here, we're going to send that left arm forward, palm facing in. Drop your outer right hip, gaze down. Really press through the right palm, top of the left foot. Great. Hold, squeeze. We're going to lower the right leg, left hand to the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Last two. Last one. Exhale. Plant your right foot, tuck the toes, left hand to the mat. You're going to press into your hands, use your core strength, lift your left knee off the mat and hug the knee in towards your nose. Now put your left knee back down where it was. Lift your right leg up, toes point. Exhale, toes tuck, press into the palms, lift your left knee to your chest. Left knee down, inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, lower. Hug the knee into the chest, squeeze. Bring the left knee back down. Last two. Squeeze. Last one, right leg lift and lower. Knee into the chest and lower. Now pivot your left shin behind you. Come to the inner blade of your right foot. Inhale, stretch your right arm up nice and high. And then extend the arm overhead, feeling a nice stretch through the entire right side of the body. Use your core strength. Inhale, rise. Right hand towards the right shin. Side body stretch on the left. Left arm reach up and over. Press down through the top of your left foot. Great. We're going to inhale, rise back through center. Now you're going to square yourself over your right leg. So placing your fingertips at the back of the mat, pivot your left shin behind you. Square off your hips to the back of the mat and find a half split. Flex your right foot, the toes point up. Try to tug the shoulders back away from the ears. Keeping the spine as straight as possible. So if you're rounding a bit, you can walk the hands back or you can put a micro bend into the knee. 3, 2, 1. Bend into your right knee. We're going to go ahead and walk the right foot out a tad. Toes turn out at 45 degrees. Right hand, right knee, press. You can prop up onto the left fingertips. Gentle, crooked monkey stretch. If you want to open the chest a bit more, stretch the right arm back. Gaze back to the right fingertips for 3. Drive the right knee over the toes. Don't let it collapse in. 2. 1. Plant your right hand inside your right foot, tuck your left toes. Step your left foot outside your left hand and find a Malasana, Yogi squat. Don't let the knees collapse in. Try to press through the outer blades of the feet. Hands heart center, press the knees away. Think of the tailbone dropping down, the crown of the head pulling up. Squeeze through your abdominals. Feel a little lift through the sides of the body. Heart space, pull forward for 3. Breathing with sound. 2. 1. Plant your fingertips, lift your hips up, and then turn your toes to point forward. Feet are still pretty wide, mat's distance. Micro bend the knees if you need. Let's go ahead and grab opposite elbows and find a sway side to side. Trying to crawl the belly down the thighs. Shifting your weight forwards and backwards. Great. Stop the swaying through center. Bring your fingertips to the mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Pull your sternum forward, shoulder blades back. Exhale, forward fold. 2 more. Inhale, straighten your spine. Gaze forward towards your nose. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now inhale, flat back, rise all the way up. Arms stretch out to the sides. Don't knock the paintings off the wall. And exhale, hands to heart center. Now, if you're like me and a little tight on space, you can sweep your arms forward and up. Otherwise, you can sweep your arms out to the sides. Inhale, lift your arms, lift from the sides. Exhale, forward fold. Your stance is still pretty wide. Plant your right hand, bend your right knee. Inhale, left arm stretch up. Exhale, fold and switch. Left hand down, left knee bend. Inhale, right arm reach. Exhale, right hand down. Step back with your right foot and then your left foot. So you're in a high plank position. Draw the tailbone back towards your heels. Find a little doming, a little rounding through the upper back. Great. Hold here. Hug the navel up towards the spine for 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down onto your belly. Untuck your toes. Bring your hands a little bit wider, tent to the fingers, so you're pressing through the pads of the fingers. The fingertips are kind of in line with the shoulders here. So the elbows are pointed directly up 90 degrees. Inhale, peel the chest up off the mat. There's minimal weight in your hands, just a little bit for support. Really press down through the tops of the feet. Pinch the shoulder blades towards each other. Neutralize your neck by gently tucking your chin. Exhale, forehead to mat. 3 more. Inhale, peel up. Exhale, lower. Keep the core engaged. 2. Last 1. Inhale, curl up. And exhale, lower. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, lift the chest. Arms bent just a little bit, and then press it back to a gentle child's pose, but don't move the knees out. So the knees are still hips distance, feet are hips distance, and your arms are stretched all the way forward with the hands shoulder width distance. Next, inhale, come up to a tabletop position. We're going to bring the right hand to the center of the mat. Inhale, left arm, send it high. Exhale, thread your left arm through, palm face up. Walk the right hand forward for your thread the needle stretch. Nudge the hips slightly to the left. Really press down through the back of your left hand and the palm of your right hand. Breathe length into the right side of your body. And let's start to release. Right hand walks back by your face. Inhale, left arm, send it high. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Send your left leg back, flex the foot. Now reach your right arm forward. We're going to hold here for just a moment to find some stability. Hug everything towards the midline. Nice strong left shoulder. Press down through the top of your right foot. Now we're going to lower the left toes to the mat, right fingers to the mat, and lift. We lower and lift. Squeeze that left glute. Draw the low belly in. We're here for 3, for 2, and 1. Great. Left toes to the mat, tuck them under. Right hand, replace it under your right shoulder. Now you're really going to press into the hands. Squeeze the abdominals to hug the right knee up into the chest. Now release right knee, right shin to the mat. Lift your left leg up. And lower. Tuck the toes, press the palms, knee to chest, and release it down. Left leg lift and lower. Squeeze to the chest and lower. Lift, lower, right knee to chest and lower. 2 more. Lift and lower, knee to chest and lower. Last one. Lift and lower, knee to chest and lower. Great. Let's pivot the right shin behind us. Come to the inner edge of your left foot. Stretch your left arm high, modified side plank. Then reach that left arm up overhead so you're getting a nice stretch through the entire left side of the body. Now use your core strength. Inhale, rise. Left hand to the left shin, side body stretch on the right. This should feel pretty good through the abdominals. Find your even breath, and then let's rise, lift the torso. You're going to square yourself over your left leg. So adjust yourself to face the front of the mat, pivoting that right shin behind you. Flex your left foot and then crawl the fingertips forward. Again, before you round the spine, try to bend into the knee a tad. You can almost feel like your sternum is being pulled forward and your shoulder blades are being pulled back. For 3, 2, 1. Bend into your left knee. Walk your left foot out a tad. Turn the toes out at 45 degrees. Left hand, left thigh. Gentle crooked monkey stretch. So right fingertips help to prop you up if you need it. If you want to open the chest a bit more, sweep that left arm back and gaze to left fingertips. Hold here for 3. Press down through the top of your right foot. 2. And 1. Left fingertips to the mat. Tuck your right toes. Now step your right foot outside your right hand. Malasana, Yogi squat. Hands to heart center. Maybe a bit easier, a bit less resistance this time. 3. Inhales, lengthen your spine. Exhale, sink your tailbone. 2. 1. Plant your fingertips, lift your hips up. Turn your toes in to point forward. Outer blades of the feet are parallel with the outer edges of your mat. Inhale, peel up halfway, sternum forward, flat back. Exhale, fold. 2 more. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Now by sweeping the arms out to the sides or forward in front of you, use your core to stand all the way up. Look up to the hands. And exhale, bring those hands to heart center. Drop your arms down by your side. Stance is still super wide. Again, arms to the sides or forwards. Inhale, reach. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the right knee, plant your right hand. Inhale, left arm reach, twist. Exhale, fold and switch. Inhale, right arm high. Exhale, fold, straight legs. Plant your hands, step back, this time left foot, and then right foot, high plank. Feet hips distance, hands shoulder width. Gaze down, neck neutral. Imagine your palms could press through the mat. Squeeze the abdominals. Try to get your lower ribs down towards your hips. For 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down onto your mat. Bring your forehead to your mat. And then clasp your hands behind your back. Press down through the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift your chest and shoulders up off the mat. Gaze is down. Press through the tops of your toenails and release. Forehead down, switch so the opposite thumb is on top. Inhale. And exhale. This time bend your knees, catch the outsides of your feet. Point or flex your feet as long as they're active. We've got our boat pose. Inhale, kick into your hands. Try to engage your inner thighs towards each other. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release your grip on your feet. Plant your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, rise through a gentle cobra pose. And exhale, keep the knees where they are. Find your child's pose. Forehead to mat. Relax the jaw. Let's inhale, come forward, tabletop. Exhale, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs if you need. Now we stretched out the hamstrings, the quads just a little bit so far, so you might not feel super tight here, which is a good thing. Press firmly through the palms. Breathe length into the arms and the sides of the body. Use an inhale, lift your right leg up, keep your hips as square as possible. Exhale, step up to your right thumb. Now drop your left knee. Inhale, sweep your arms up for a low lunge, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, you're going to reach your right arm back, your left arm forward for a twist. Really press through the top of your left foot. Squeeze your inner thighs towards your midline. If possible, bring your gaze back to your right thumb for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, sweep that right arm down towards the mat, forward and up with the left. Tuck your left toes, high lunge. Sink nice and deep into that right leg. Little tuck of the pelvis under, drop the shoulders out from the ears. Clasp your hands behind your back, bring the right thumb on top. Work your bind away from you and lift your chest. Full breath in. As you breathe out, dive your torso down inside your right leg. Keep the grip. Try to wiggle your right shoulder inside your right knee. Reaching your nose towards your mat. Now keeping the grip, harder option. Releasing the grip, easier option. Returning to a wide-legged fold facing the left side of your mat. So turn all 10 toes in. So if you release the grip, you can bring your hands to the mat, toes in line with the fingertips. Otherwise, you're keeping that grip, working the bind overhead, lifting from your inner thighs. Let's release the grip if you've got it. Fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Now let's turn the left toes to face the back of the mat. Plant your left hand inside your left foot. Sweep your right arm up by your right ear until your arm is overhead for an extended side angle facing the back of the mat. Great time to use a block for that left hand if you've got one. Next, inhale, we're going to go right into our reverse warrior. Use your core strength, leg strength, left arm, reach it up and back. Right hand can walk down the leg or half wrap. As you exhale, plant your hands at the back of your mat, so framing your left foot. Inhale, stretch your left leg up and back, nice and high. Keeping those hips super square, step your left foot up to your left thumb. It was just there. Now bring the right knee down to the mat, untuck the toes. Inhale, both arms, reach it up. Press through the top of your right foot. Left arm back, right arm forward, that twist. Shoulders drop away from the ears, everything squeezed to the midline. Maybe you bring your gaze back. Sweep the left hand down towards the mat. As you bring it up, tuck your right toes, arms up, high lunge. Super deep bend in that left knee. Then let's clasp the hands behind the back, opposite thumb on top. Inhale, curl the chest open, squeeze the palms. Exhale, dive your torso down inside that left leg, wiggling the chest down. Super straight, strong right leg. Now, if you need releasing the grip, otherwise, we're keeping that grip to our wide-legged fold. Firm down the outer blades of the feet. Engage your core to help you fold more. Release the grip if you've got it, fingertips to the mat. Inhale, half lift, flatten your back. And then turn your right toes to face the top of your mat. Walk your right hand inside your right foot. Left arm sweeps up by the ear, and then your arm extends overhead for extended side angle. You really want to press down the outer blade of your left foot so you can feel extension through the left side of the body. Use your next breath in, reverse warrior, left hand to the left leg or half wrap behind the back. And And exhale from your right foot at the top of the mat. This time we're going to step the left foot to meet the right, forward fold, big toes touching. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten. Exhale, fold. Now bend into your knees, sweep your arms up for Ukutasana, chair pose. Now your hands can be apart or palms pressed together, gazing up towards your thumbs. You choose. Try to sink your sitting bones a little bit more back so the weight's all the way in the heels. 3, 2, 1. We're going to forward fold here, and then we're going to bring the knees out. You can lift your heels up for this to start. So try to keep the big toes touching. Your heel's going to start off the mat. Wiggle your shoulders inside your knees if you've got it, and then you can walk your fingertips forward. Easier option. Harder option is to walk your hands back, almost like your hands are going to catch your seat. Now the goal here is to try to get the heels back onto the mat, keeping the toes and the heels touching. So this is our Malasana. What we call Malasana Yogi squat is just a variation. This technically is Malasana, at least according to Ashtanga Yoga. If you want a real challenge, you can go ahead and try to grab your heels. Stay balanced while you keep all 4 corners of the feet on the mat. Trying to wiggle the chest a little bit closer to the mat. Squeeze the belly in. Knees hug towards the armpits. 3, 2, 1. Release the hands if you've got it. We've got an exit of your choice, so you can simply step back to a high plank and take 5 push-ups, or you can plant your hands, drive your knees high into your armpits. Try to grip the mat with the pads of your fingers if you're going into crow pose. Let's go ahead and start to shift the weight forward, and maybe one foot and or the other foot lift up off the mat. Hug the heels towards your seat. Now you can release and step back, or you can try to shoot your feet back, landing in your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Woo, that's a good challenge, isn't it? Find your breath in your down dog. If you're working on that chaturanga jump back, I like to start by putting a pillow underneath my face. It kind of releases a bit of the fear of jumping back. All comes with time. All right, inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, step up to your right thumb. Now keep your left knee lifted this time. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, we've got that twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. This time, inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, open it up to a warrior 2. You might want to walk your right foot in just a little so your heel aligns with your left arch. Inhale, reverse triangle, straighten both legs, reach the right arm up. Exhale, side angle. Great, we're going to inhale, rise back to that reverse triangle. Press the palms together overhead, turn your right toes in, pivot both heels in, toes out, find a goddess stance. Just like in that yogi squat, you want to think of the tailbone going down, the crown of the head going up. Knees point out over the toes. Bring your hands to heart center, find your breath. You got this. 3. Externally rotate your thighs. 2. And 1. All right, now staying nice and low, you're going to pivot onto your right toes. You're going to try to drop your right knee in a tad. So we're finding a lunge position facing the back of the mat. Now your right knee is hovering off the mat. Stretch your arms up and pulse for 10, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right knee to the mat. Untuck your toes. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Nice low lunge position. Clasp your hands behind your back, nice open chest. Work your bind away from your tailbone. Try to stay strong through that left heel. And exhale, fingertips to the mat. Brief half split, straighten your left leg. Try to stack your hips over, or your right hip over that right knee. All right, tuck those right toes. We're gonna put a bend to the left knee. Just as we lift the right leg, straighten it enough to find a revolved triangle. So your right toes turn out at 45 degrees. Right hand plant inside or outside your left foot. Now inhale, stretch your left arm up nice and high. Hips bump a little bit to the right. Great time for a block if you've got one. Broaden the collarbones. If possible, gaze up to your left thumb, fingertips active for 3, 2, 1. Plant your fingertips in front of your left foot. Sweep your right leg up as high as possible, standing split. Forehead towards your left shin. Maybe walk your left hand back to catch the left calf for 3, 2, and 1. Crunch the right knee into your chest. Fingertips are still on the mat. You might want to bend the left knee just a tad. Now inhale, rise one-legged standing, right knee into the chest. Point your right toes. Try to drop your ribs down towards your hips. As you exhale, keep the biceps by the ears. Shoot your right leg back for a warrior 3. Now keeping the arms here is more challenging than bringing the hands to heart center. So if this is too much, bring those hands to heart center for 3, 2, 1. We're going to flow through that. Right knee to chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, send it back and hinge. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, last time. Exhale, right leg back. Bring the fingertips to the mat. Take a big step back with your right foot. Runner's lunge position. We're going to pivot towards the long edge of the mat first. Nice skandasana. Good relief on that left hip. So you're sinking nice and low. Right foot flexed. Point those toes up. Bring the hands to heart center. Stay here, or you can drop your seat onto the mat. Use your right hand to catch your left ankle and take a nice side body stretch. The left arm reaches overhead towards your right foot. If you've got that really driving the left knee away from you, open that left side of the body. 3, 2, and 1. Come back to that skandasana side lunge. Let's go ahead and frame that left foot, plant the hands. Runner's lunge position, inhale, left leg up and back. Now we're gonna bend the left knee, stack the hips. Take a few hip circles here. This should feel pretty nice. Start to shift your shoulders forward over your wrists. Gently and as slow as possible, drop your left toes behind you, straighten your right leg, wild thing. I recommend either looking towards your right hand or your left hand instead of up towards the sky. Try to press the spine into the back of your heart space for 3, 2, and 1. Gently coming back, left hand to the mat, left leg, sweep it up nice and high. And then go ahead and step up outside your left hand, drop your right knee. Crooked monkey stretch again, left hand to the left thigh. Now that we're a bit more open, let's all go ahead and stretch that left arm back. And if you want even more than that, bend your right knee and catch your right foot, hugging it in towards your seat to really stretch that right hip flexor. Still thinking of opening up the chest. Not letting that left knee collapse out or in too far. You want to keep the knee pointed out over your second toe. Let's go ahead and release the back foot if you've got it. Go ahead and plant both hands inside your left foot. Now turn your left toes to point forward. Pick up your right knee, lizard pose. If you want more, let's come down to those forearms. Straight and strong right leg. Try to hug that right rib cage down towards the right hip. Now wherever you are, if you're on your palms or if you are on your forearms, we're going to step that left foot back to find a plank. And then if you're in high plank, come down to your forearms. So we're all going to meet in a nice forearm plank. Feet hips distance, palms gripping the mat. Make sure your hips are in line with your shoulders. Gaze is down, neck is neutral. 3, 2, 1. Drop your hips onto the mat. Untuck the toes. Inhale, Sphinx Pose. Little tuck of the chin. Almost like you're trying to slide the earth back towards you. Really tug the shoulders back. Kneecaps hover off the mat because your legs are engaged. And exhale, release. Forehead down. Plant your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, roll over your toes, downward facing dog. All right, that was a nice fun lengthy sequence. Let's do it on the other side. Inhale, left leg lift. Exhale, step up to your left thumb. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, twist to the left, but keep your legs steady. Inhale, both arms up, high lunge. Exhale, open it up, warrior 2. Adjust your feet if you need. Inhale, straight legs, reverse triangle, reach, stretch. Exhale, side angle, rebend your left knee. Inhale, reverse triangle, come back to that. Press both arms together overhead, turn your left toes in. Pivot both heels in, toes out, find your goddess stance. Scoop the tailbone underneath you, so a little tilt of the pelvis. Think of really engaging your abdominals. Ribs to hips, hips to ribs. 3. Knees point out over the second toe. 2. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, now come high onto the left toes. You're going to pivot to face the front of the mat into a lunge position. So both knees are bent. Ideally, both knees at 90 degrees. Stretch the arms up, biceps by the ears. We've got 10 pulses. 8, squeeze the abdominals. 6, 5, gaze forward. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Drop your left knee. Inhale, low lunge. Great, let's go ahead and clasp the hands behind the back. Should feel like a nice release on that left hip flexor. Inhale, curl the chest back. Keep really grounding through your right heel. Release your grip, frame your right foot, take a nice half split. Sweet relief. Should be feeling pretty warm about now. Let's rebend the right knee, tuck the left toes, runner's lunge, just to bump that left foot up for a revolve triangle. Toes out at 45, left hand in or outside the foot, stretch your right arm high. Now bump your hips to the left, spread the collarbones apart, gaze up to your right thumb, those fingers are active for 3, 2, 1. Fingertips to the top of the mat. Sweep your left leg up, standing split. Forehead in the direction of your right shin. Maybe right hand, catch the calf. Help to pull yourself down. Keep the left leg as straight as possible. 3. Hinge a bit more. 2. and 1. Prop up onto the fingertips and hug your left knee in towards your chest. Now you might want to put a micro bend in the right knee as you rise to standing. Left knee to chest. All right, keeping those biceps by the ears. For your harder option, we're going to hinge ourselves forward on the exhale to a warrior 3. Flex your left foot. Gaze is down, lengthen through the sides of the body. Inhale, left knee to chest, rise. Exhale, warrior 3. 3 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hinge, left leg back. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior 3. Inhale, rise. Exhale, warrior 3, and hold for 3. Gaze down, 2, and 1. Fingertips to the mat. Take a big, big step back to your runner's lunge. Now we're going to pivot to the left side of the mat. Right toes 45 degrees for your Skandasana, hands heart center. This is still a pretty active stretch here since we've really burned out that right leg, and now we're holding it in a stretch. So it's not necessarily going to be easy, but it should feel like a good pain. Now you can stay here if you want that intense side body stretch. Drop your seat onto the mat. Left hand to the right ankle or right shin, right arm reach it up and over. Now if you notice your right knee collapsing in, let's not go that far. You want to keep the knee pointed out over the second toe. Maybe your right hand can find your left foot. Breathing into the right side of your body, gaze up, 3, 2, and 1. Great, let's go ahead and come out of that side body stretch back into your Skandasana. Frame your right foot, take your runner's lunge, firmly plant into the hands and use your core strength to send the right leg up and back. Bend the knee and circle out that right hip. Now this should feel good. Pausing with the hips open, hips stacked. Start to shift your weight forward, shoulders come over the wrists, and as slowly as possible, landing the right toes behind you for your wild thing, flip dog. Left leg is super straight. You're kind of pressing your spine into the back of your heart. And slowly releasing, right hand to the mat, right leg up super high. Step your right foot outside your right hand. The toes are going to turn out. Left knee to the mat. Inhale, stretch that right arm back. Staying here or bending the left knee to catch the foot and hug your heel in towards your seat. Nice hip flexor stretch. Breath staying even. 3, 2, 1. Release the foot if you've got it and tuck your toes. Plant your right hand and turn your right toes to face forward lizard. Left knee lifts up off the mat. Stay here or for more, forearms to the mat. Either way, you're doming the upper back quite a bit, so creating space between the shoulder blades. Strong left leg. Of course, your abdominals are engaged. And wherever you are, let's step that right foot back, either to a high plank or forearm plank. Now, if you're still in your high plank, let's come down to the forearms one at a time. Sternum pulling forward. Really press through the forearms, press the palms down. You've got this. Gaze down. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Lower your legs and hips to the mat. Sphinx pose. Press down through the tops of your feet. Bring the right ear towards your right shoulder. Slowly drop your chin towards your chest. Eventually, left ear towards your left shoulder. Draw that semicircle opposite direction. and then pause with your chin at your chest. Go ahead and lower your forehead down onto the mat. Walk your hands back so the fingertips are in line with your shoulders. Inhale, curl up, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, roll over your toes to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Find a pigeon pose on the right knee towards your right wrist, right ankle towards your left wrist. Wiggle walk that left leg back. Got about 7 long breaths here. You can stay upright in an active pigeon, even floating the hands off the mat. For a more restorative posture, come down to the forearms, block, or bolster. See if you can unclench your jaw. Release the tension in your face. All right, let's go ahead and roll onto that right hip. We're opening to the long left side of the mat. Keep your left leg as it is, toes point up, and then bring the bottom of your right foot to your left inner thigh. We're gonna go ahead and twist our torso over that left leg. Inhale, stretch your arms up, and exhale, finding a Janu Shirshasana, dropping your right shoulder, your right side of your torso. Keep both sitting bones pressing into the mat. Inhale, start to lift your chest, rise. Now we're gonna go ahead and bend that left knee so the left foot is reaching towards the long edge of your mat. Now you're gonna shift your weight forward so you're facing the back of the mat onto the hands and shoot that right leg back, just coming into a half pigeon on the left side. Now same options apply here if you wanna keep it active or make it restorative. One side's always going to be a bit harder, but try to treat them as similarly as possible. If you only stretch your flexible side, it's going to get more flexible, while your weaker or less flexible side remains the same or actually becomes tighter. So it's really important to be as even as possible, not only with the intensity, but also with the time we hold each stretch. Three more breaths. Great. Slowly start to roll onto that left hip. Open yourself to that long edge of your mat. Keep your right leg straight, foot flexed. And then you're bringing the bottom of the left foot to the right inner thigh, twisting your torso over your right leg. Inhale, reach your arms. Exhale, fold over your right leg. Square yourself off, forehead towards your shin. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift yourself up. Extend your left leg to meet your right. Make sure you're facing the top of your mat nice and square. We've got either reverse plank or reverse table. So we did reverse table earlier in class. You can take that again. Reverse plank, hands plant behind you, fingertips point forward. Those legs stay nice and straight as you lift your hips up off the mat. Strong arms. Really engage the back side of your body. Try to point your toes, lift your heart more. Gaze up. 3, 2, 1. Lower your seat down. Wiggle walk your sitting bones directly underneath you. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, fold yourself forward. 5 breaths. Feet super flexed. Feel it in the calf and hamstrings. Trying to crawl the belly down the thighs, the nose towards the big toes. All right, let's slowly release that. Lift your torso back up and then wiggle your seat forward to come all the way down onto your back. Inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Point your toes. Exhale, hug both knees into your chest. Rock a bit side to side. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Clasp your hands over your left shin and then pull your knees in towards your chest. Keep your right foot flexed and imagine driving the right knee away from you. So it's a figure 4 or supine pigeon. Release that, cross the legs and drop the knees over to the left for a twist. Right arm to the right, left hand to the top of your right thigh. Ring out your spine, let your right ear fall to the mat. Slowly unwind. Let's go ahead and switch that. So the left ankle over the right thigh. Clasp your hands over your right shin and pull the knees into the chest. Left foot flex, drive the knee away from you. Try to keep the entire spine flat on the back, a gentle tuck to the chin. Release your grip. Cross the legs and drop the knees to the right this time. Left arm to the left, right hand, top of left thigh. Ring out the spine, opposite direction. Slowly unwind yourself through center. Squeeze both knees into the chest. Rock a bit side to side, maybe even hug the forehead up towards your knees. Lastly, we're going to take a happy baby. Catch the outsides of your feet, knees towards your armpits. Pull the tailbone back down to the mat, back of the neck down to the mat. You really want to stack your feet directly over the knees and then focus on pulling the tailbone back down. So this is a nice opening through the inner thighs. The hips should feel really good. When you're ready, one foot or both feet at a time, go ahead and extend your legs out nice and long, reaching to the top corners of the mat, so let them fall apart a bit. Let your arms fall by your side, palms face up. Wiggle walk the shoulder blades underneath you. Let the chest feel a little bit more open, and come back to any bodily sensations you feel in your body. Focusing on the weight of your body on your mat. Maybe the temperature of the earth or the mat underneath you. Without any attachment to it, if you're feeling warm or cold, just acknowledge it. If there's a breeze or sunlight, feel it completely in your body. Gradually feel the muscles let go. Give yourself permission to completely relax. If you can afford to stay in your Shavasana for 1 or 2 more minutes, strongly encourage you to simply pause the video and join back in when you're ready. Otherwise, let's go ahead and bring those legs together. Stretch the arms up overhead. Take a nice full body stretch. Maybe spread the fingers and the toes. Make a fist. Let it go. And then let's hug the knees into the chest one last time. A moment of gratitude for your body, all it allows you to do, the time you're able to spend on your mat today, and then roll off to the right or left side. Fetal pose, using your respective bicep as a pillow. Allow every single muscle to relax, your bones to feel super heavy, like they're being pulled down towards the earth. As slow as possible, like you're moving through a jar of honey, make your way up to a seated position. Doesn't really matter where you're facing. I'd rather you keep the eyes closed. Take your time getting there. And then once you're there, palms onto the knees. Inhale, hug the shoulders up to the ears. Lengthen. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Float those hands to heart center. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Take a nice full breath in. As you exhale, bowing your head down. Honor your practice for today. And gently open your eyes as you lift your torso back up. Awesome work today, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is my YouTube channel, Emma Pigeon Yoga. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and hit the subscribe button if you'd like to be notified when I post more similar videos. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, things you'd like to see in future videos, make sure to leave that in the comments below. I am happy to incorporate in whatever you would like to see. See you guys on your mat next time. Namaste.